Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television. And now to some of the pictures you sent into our Eyewitness portal. Let's begin with this one coming in from East-West Road, Eleme in River State, showing a traffic jam. According to our Eyewitness reporter, this gridlock is due to bad road. He wants the state government to fix the road to ease movement. And next is this image from Oyo town in Oyo State, showing different shots of bad roads there. Our Eyewitness reporter says that the bad roads has either caused traffic or accidents. He wants the state government to do something quickly. And finally is this picture from Nsukka area of Enugu State, showing the flooded street. This, according to our Eyewitness reporter, is due to bad drainage. He wants relevant agencies to attend to this to prevent a recurrence. We do sincerely thank you for sending in those pictures, as we ask that you keep them coming, and you too can send in pictures using our Eyewitness portal. Narai town is one of the major communities in Kaduna's South local government area of the state. This community lacks basic infrastructure, and the people are unhappy with the authorities over what they call neglect and insincerity on the part of the government to change their situation. The residents explained that the bad state of the roads and lack of electricity has caused economic hardship for them.
Narai, a densely populated community located within the Kaduna state capital. But the community is now in dire need of help as a result of the deplorable state of the roads and irregular electricity supply. The people here are no longer able to convey their farm produce to the market, and they are drawing attention of the government to this bad situation. Marching around the major streets and chanting songs, the residents say they want governments to fix the roads and provide them with electricity transformers.
They have neglected us for several years. They have put this pole. There's no transformer. They only give us one transformer, which contains about 1,000 houses. It cannot serve us.
We don't have water. The roads are bad. If you are going out, you have to wear slippers. If not, your shoe will get spoiled. We don't have good market. Everything is bad, and we voted for this government. We have a right to live the good life.
Meanwhile, the Kaduna state government is appealing to Narai residents to be patient, as government is making efforts to ensure that development gets to all parts of the state.
What we will want them to know is the fact that government is working around the clock to ensure that social amenities gets to all part of the state, but like you know, it is not something that you can achieve overnight. It is something that is quite challenging when you look at the situation that we are in. But like I did explain to you, government is aware. Government shares their pain, and we are working very hard to ensure that development gets to all part of Kaduna State.
Pending the time help comes the way of these residents, the people of Narai will continue to use the facility available to them, and they are optimistic that one day they will come out of the problem that has reduced the economic activities of the community to almost an insignificant level.
The Netherlands ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Geographer, is challenging all tiers of government in Nigeria to deploy necessary technology in the quest to develop the critical road infrastructure for development. He was speaking in Agbara Opik Estate area of Ogun State during the introduction of a new Dutch technology, Road Rapid, used in road construction within the country.
After a brief presentation before the Netherlands ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Geographer, and his entourage, the representatives of the Ogun and Cross River States government and principal partners of Rapid Road are on hand to see the commissioning of the 1-kilometer road.
Maybe if all the road from Agbara to Lagos were like this.
According to the ambassador and the chief executive officer of the company, Mr. Kola Olawumi, the road was fixed by using the new Dutch innovation, which involves a mixture of available local soil, water, and the Rapid Road agent, resulting in a permanent change of the soil structure.
It's been raining, but you can't find any water. If it rains here now, in 5 minutes, there's a runoff and the whole road is dry again. So it's really something different, innovative, and we hope that our governments, our contractors, our real estate developers and the likes can really patronize this product, because we believe it's going to be very beneficial.
Given the size of Nigeria and the need for road transport, it is logical that a large part of the government spending goes to building and maintaining roads. So technology to build affordable roads is most welcome.
The technology in road infrastructure development is being introduced into the country for governments and construction companies.
We're really proud of the achievements you've had. It's been a pleasure working with you. And I was telling him that they still have work to do. He said to me that they just want to sell us the product. I said, no, we don't want to buy products, we want to buy solution. So they cannot escape this one. So when next you go home, just tell your wife that you are relocating to Nigeria for a while.
This new technology may just be the required solution, especially at a time where the country is looking inward in the development of its rural and urban road networks for social economic development.
Well, it's another rainy season, and judging by latest reports from Nigeria's meteorological agency, over 19 states may suffer massive flooding this period. Most of the states, according to NIMET forecasts, are mostly coastal states. Some of the states are Ogun, Oyo, Lagos, Niger, Sokoto, Adamawa and Delta. Others are Bayelsa, Rivers, Bauchi, Kebbi, Cross Rivers, Ogun, Enugu, Imo, Akwa Ibom and Plateau states, amongst others.
The Nigerian Meteorological Agency NIMET warning lists over 19 states of the Federation as the states that may experience massive flooding this period. Here is Ilori, the capital city of Kwara State, and recent flood in the city not only damaged property, some homes were actually destroyed. The National Emergency Agency came with loads of food items to support the displaced people. The challenge is similar in Delta State, one of the states also listed by Nigerian Meteorological Agency as among states that must take precaution. Here is Okpanam Road in Asaba, after a recent rain which took over the entire vicinity. A lot more states are likely to experience more flood this period, and NIMET is calling on all the states along the coastline to embark on preventive measures rather than reactionary.
And now joining us on the news at 10 is a professor of geography, Alabi Shunaya, to look at the NIMET forecast and the new rainfall pattern. I want to thank you so much indeed for coming on the news at 10 at this time. What do you make of this latest forecast from NIMET? Should we be concerned?
Of course, every normal human being should be concerned about this kind of bad news. Flood will not just come alone. It will come with the twin sisters like erosion, submergence, and so many others. Well, in terms of effects, it's very, very critical that the urban areas are going to be adversely affected, even though some of the rural areas may have some gains from that. In terms of floodplain, forced irrigation, call it that way, fadama agriculture, and all that. But when you come to the built-up environments, the big cities, the small cities, there is likely to be that problem of loss of properties, problem of submergence of so many infrastructures, loss of foodstuffs, markets being closed, loss of man hours and so on. And above all, if it is not well managed, we have casualties, people dying.
That report we just watched now, you did see those pictures. Those pictures were actually from last year. And those were the Ogun Basin areas to the Lagos Basin areas. And what happened at that point was the opening of the Inyos Dam. Will that dam be filled up this year again, and will warrant it be opened?
The rainy water is coming now from the sky. Definitely Oyon Dam is going to be filled up. And mind you, it's not only Oyon Dam that we have on River Ogun. There is one in Keregoch, somewhere around Shaki. That one serves as a stopgap for the water for quite some days. It's only when the water in Naoyo Dam is a bit low than what Lagos needs, than what needs to be released, that Ikeregoj now releases water. With the tributaries supply water from here and there, the rainfalls getting higher and higher every day, the intensity, the duration, definitely the dam is likely to be filled up, and then there will be release of water towards around July, August.
What can people begin to do now to try to see that they mitigate against this expected flooding?
I think it's a function of everybody being concerned. Every stakeholder should now be ready to perform one activity or the other. For instance, the government has enough policies, enough laws, so it comes to implementation. Who is going to implement what? Now, the government at various levels, the three tiers of government we have, they have their responsibilities. The NEMA, that is the National Emergency Management Authority, the state counterparts, we have almost all the states having SEBA now. Then we have so many other enforcement agencies, fire service, and so on. Then when you come to the communities, individuals, households, we have to imbibe that culture of respecting nature. Now we have been warned. The next thing is, what do we do? We have to start preparing. This is part of disaster hazard risks that you have to prepare for. We will run away. The water will come. So it's left for us to now listen to instructions.
Well, what do you think about the government? Many state governments are adopting this same thing, the channelization of water paths. What are we doing to be able to improve on that?
It seems to be a short-term measure. Most times it works, but it goes beyond channelization. Well, channelization is just to force the water to be in a particular canal for a while. But after some time, you see the water, the soil being saturated. Take Lagos, for instance. All the water is coming from as far as Badagry Creek, Yewa River, Ogun River, the Lagos Lagoon, the Ologe Lagoon. All of them, all those waters, they try to enter the sea. And the only small channel that they enter the sea through is that Komodo channel around Odika. So if you have a lot of water coming at the same time, what this means is that the conveyance capacity is reduced. Sometimes we even have high tide that now draws the water back. So it takes some time for the water to go through. But during that period, what do we have to do? So while we are leaving that for the canals to take care of the littoral states and so on, the dams also, we have to really plan how we release the water. The quantity we release, the volume we release, the discharge at a point in time. And those in the built-up areas, they just have to listen to news. Awareness creation is going on now. They also need to listen to make use of the social media, stations, news media like channels and so on and so forth. And then as NIMET is providing the information, as people are debating this and discussing this, every stakeholder will now have to be on standby. The NGOs, the CBOs, the households, the individuals, and so on and so forth.
I want to thank you so much indeed for your time with us and educating us about this impending flood to hit most of the southern states. Many thanks indeed. Professor of Geography, Alabi Shunaya.
Thank you very much.
When the News at 10 returns, UNICEF campaigns to end violence against children in Gombe State. Plus, our focus on cholera. Join us again.